What's up, fellas?
What's up, Dudley? How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How was your Christmas?
Good, man. Eating a lot of good food, man. Trying to stay slim.
Trying to? You hit the pies
Yeah,
at all?
man. I'm killing everything, man. I'm killing cake. I'm eating everything, man. Still training
Damn.
though.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, man. Happy holidays, fellas. Patrick, what's going on, brother?
Hey Dodd, what's up, man?
What's going on? G, good to have you on the call, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Antoine, what's going on, brother?
All is well, man.
Good to see you, man.
Likewise, good to see you guys.
Indeed. Jamil,
Yo,
Chris,
yo, happy holidays, bros.
what's up, man? Looking tired.
What's up, Jamil?
Yeah, tired, man. That's for sure. So I was driving a lot for the past few days. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
still putting in work, man. Still
I
putting
know.
in work.
I know you are, yeah. And it's 9 p.m. over there, right? In Holland?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
it's 9.
okay, yeah. In Croatia too, Patrick?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. David, Caleb, what's up, fellas?
Yo, yo, what's going on, bro?
What's going
What's
on?
going on, G?
Caleb.
What's going on, Antoine? How everybody doing?
Good, man. I'm gonna leave a couple of minutes extra for everybody to hop on that we can get started, man. Happy to see you guys. Slightly different background for myself. Obviously, I'm in New York City right now.
Yeah, I know you were saying you're not used to that cold weather no more, man. I know it's probably colder out there than it is down DC, but it's cold as shit over here.
Man, I flew from Colombia where it was like a perfect 76 degrees Fahrenheit. And then coming here, it was like 17. Oh my goodness, bro.
Dang.
Well, my body has been jacked up, man. I mean, just like sneezing, coughing, everything. Still hitting the gym though. Still drinking water, hella tea, and sauna.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's rough. It's rough, fellas. Not gonna lie. All right, man. So we'll get started, fellas. So happy Thursday, man. First and foremost, happy holidays. And I know it's easy to get distracted during this season. So I want to say, first and foremost, shout out to all you guys for being here and showing up and staying consistent. So um, I know we have some new people. So as we always do, these are Q&A calls, but also a chance to get in some dialogue. So that being said, whoever wants to kickstart it, what we typically do is ask, how was your week? What is something that you're facing right now as a man? And just sharing openly. This is a brotherhood. So there is nothing that's off limits, nothing that is stupid or crazy. If you can't share these things like with your brotherhood, then you know what I mean? Like who can you with?
I'll go
That being said,
ahead.
let's get it kick started. All right.
Yeah, it was a all right week this week. Um, Pretty good. Business is still going good. I'm just waiting for a scale before I ship some stuff out. But I ran into a few things this week. First one being that one girl, right? And this is the thing about it, right? Um, that Hispanic girl I sent you, you guys in
Which
the
one? Which one? Because you got too many women.
No, but I remember that one.
no, it was
I,
the one from El Salvador.
that's
Oh, the
And
baddie. Okay.
yeah.
the baddie. Yeah,
So we stopped talking because I told her, she asked me if I was talking to other women. I said, yeah. And I guess she just couldn't handle that. So 1 week, 2 weeks go by. I figure, okay, I'm gonna hit her up and see what's going on. Right. And I've known backstory. I've known this woman for some time. I've known her for, a few years. We used to work together actually. But um, yeah, I hit her back up just to see what's going on. And now all of a sudden, she don't want to she I had talked to her about like just kind of moving forward a little bit. But here's the thing. When I tell you about the kind of woman I like, bro, she fits. She fits. Her parents are mad strict on her. She's waking up at 6 a.m. every morning to make breakfast for her whole family. You know what I mean? She's going to church, she's wearing sundresses and all these types of things. Her accent is immaculate. And she grew on me a little bit. She grew on me a little bit. And when things didn't go the way I wanted to, that shit kind of ate at me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Cause I'm thinking out of the woman that I am talking to, if I am gonna be with one, it would be her. So I was kind of future pacing a little bit. A little bit. So
I can tell.
yeah, yeah. And the second thing being not being able to see my son yesterday. And the only reason it felt like this because I mean I kind of expected it, but that day I thought I was gonna see him, and then a few hours later I'm blocked. We didn't even communicate anything like that. A few days ago I was talking to her about some clothes, and then Christmas comes around and I'm blocked. But I kind of expected this. But what I learned from it is like transferring that pain into some fuel to work and to get some stuff done because I'm not like I mean I'm feeling about it, but I'm not like down bad on my ass or some stuff like that. Like I just feel motivated to work and work and work. Like that's all I want to do right now.
Yeah.
That's just where my head's been. It hasn't. I'm not gonna say it's been a bad week. Some things that happened, but those things that did happen, kind of showed me a little bit more about myself and how to transfer these feelings into some work. I know you made a video just recently about why a man needs pain, and yeah, it's definitely been a good motivator for me to just make this shit happen. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
That's where
because
I'm
life
at.
is very complex, but as long as you have that North Star and you know where you're going, whether something happens like with a girl or in the case like with your son and everything like that, that's gonna be tough. But so long as you know that you're still getting those small wins and heading forward,
Mhm.
you feel me? Like that's something that you can like rest assured in knowing that regardless of what's going on, the vow that I made to myself as a man, I'm still getting that done. And that's
Exactly.
really the only thing that we can control.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
And there's always a what equal opposite reaction.
Mhm.
So as bad as it is, there's another side to it that's exactly the opposite, and that really helped out. That really helped out.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So in terms of the girl, why did you future pace? That
because
pussy
she
must have been
fit,
good, huh?
she matched. Nah, I didn't crack. I mean, she,
Okay.
I'm not going. I
Damn,
got
you future
something out of it.
paced before you cracked?
Yeah, I did. She got no gag reflex either.
Oh,
I
okay.
know that
Okay. So
much.
she had to put something on you though.
But yeah, for sure. But here's the thing: she like fits the description, bro, and she speaks Spanish, bro. Her accent,
That's why.
I love that shit. But she fits the sketch. She fits the description of what I'm looking for the most part.
Yeah.
Out of all the women that I have been talking to, so I think that
Man,
was really it.
man.
I'll be all right
Listen,
though,
like I
bro.
said, bro, listen, like I said in chapter 7 of the program, it doesn't matter if
Hmm.
it's the exact woman that you want, you cannot future pace. I'm not saying that you have to treat them all the same in that aspect, but like what I mean is at the end of the day, she has to qualify herself to you.
Hmm.
Not in an arrogant way. It's just no, you know as a man what you're building, she could be fantastic, but she has to qualify herself to you. And on a subconscious level, innately, that's what a woman wants. A woman wants to be an aid and an assistant. I've done this plenty of times. I've future paced. That's why I put it in the program because I fucked up hella bitches. That's the truth. You feel me? But it's like once you understand that, gotta be stoic. I don't care if the pussy is amazing. I don't care if she has the exact body, accent. I'm telling you, you always have to have that psychological leverage.
Yeah.
That's just not easy.
Nah, definitely a mistake I will not be, well, at least will do my best to not make again. Cause
Yeah.
yeah, no. But we know what to do though. I got some plans for this coming year that we're gonna implement like, now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Just get used to it too, because
okay.
like I told you, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of beautiful women. I told you that since day one.
Mhm.
Just get used to it. It's a repetition at this point. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Who wants to go next?
I'll go ahead. So this week has been it's been pretty good. I feel like I've been getting my intensity back and my consistency back compared to like the past weeks. But I've been I've been trying to stay mentally strong, right? And I feel like there's been a lot of things that have been trying to test my mental strength or put me in situations where I'm required to be mentally strong. So, um, like on Monday, we had a family emergency. Like, long story short, my older brother had like a psychotic episode. So, um, it's just been real hard for the family. And like, I had to lead that whole situation of like getting him to where he needed to be able to like get the help and then like all this stuff that's happening before Thanksgiving. I mean, before Christmas and
Yeah,
you
you
know,
gotta
like
mention that. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like like he did that last week, but this week it happened again, and it wasn't due to any drugs. So like it's like all right, there's something deeper going on because like he had stopped smoking, stopped doing any drugs, all that type of stuff, and it happened again. So it's just like there's a deeper issue at play. And we have the same dad, but not the same mom. So I was talking to his mom. His mom didn't know what happened last week. So it's just like it's a whole bunch of like stuff that's, like kind of difficult for the whole family and stuff. So trying to navigate through that and then also stay on top of what I gotta stay on top of. I've just been trying to stay real mentally strong. Um, that's why I've been like playing hella affirmations. Like I've barely been listening to music unless I'm in the gym. Like other than that, playing hella affirmations, trying to like, stay on top of my stuff. I've been staying pretty locked in. I've been getting good ideas for content and just pushing forward with my business. Had a call with the dude who sent that deposit, first client, so that was good. Starting to move forward with that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate that. And then with Hinge, I actually did get a girl off the app. I told her to text me. She texted me, but she goes to Georgetown University. She's a grad student, but she's from Philly, so she's in Philly for the holidays. So I told her, look, just hit me up when you get back. We'll set something up. So if she hits me up, she hits me up. But it was real quick. Like I realized like the like priority and like just getting them off the app. Like it was 3 messages, and then I told her like text me and we'll figure something out. And she texted me too. Like that's another thing I want to implement is making them text me so that way it's kind of like a compliance thing.
Yep.
So I'm kind of getting the hang of it, but I want to focus also more on the in person, like as priority, and then have the dating apps as like a kind of fallback kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the plan. I was planning to go to this bar tonight. That's the one that I sent you, David, but I had a late start to my day, so I'm probably not gonna be able to make it because it's just some work and stuff that I got to get done. But aside from that, I mean, it's been pretty good. I've been staying pretty locked in. It's just really staying mentally tough and like pushing through those like adverse times. But it's like I know it's happening to actually make me stronger. So it's like trying to make sure that I don't mentally get wrapped up in the actual situation itself. Like, I've been feeling certain anxieties come up and just like certain things and certain thoughts pop up that don't normally pop up unless I'm like really off of my center.
Like
So
what?
yeah, you said what?
Such as what thoughts?
Just like, bro, you're not doing what you need to do, not being a leader, like you're not, you know, like you're not where you need to be. You're not able to help people because you're not where you are, like where you need to be, stuff like that. Just like, yeah. And then,
Well, that's normal, brother. That's the
yeah,
ego that's trying to, yeah, that's the old paradigm that's trying to get back in that seat, that driver's seat. That's normal.
right. Yeah. So I'm not, like you said, bro, we don't have to accept it. So that's even what I was telling myself before this call. I, I'm not accepting that shit. Like, I'm not accepting my feelings. I'm not accepting my thoughts. Like, I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what it is. I know what I've been doing. So I just gotta stay the course, keep staying locked in. But yeah, it's been a much better week compared to, like when I was like on and off the past couple of months. Like, I still am way ahead of that. I'm just in my mind scaling so far of where I want to be that it's that disconnect of like where I am now, where I want to be. But I got to remind myself to, just keep that at bay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, just keep going, like you said, like you're making a lot of growth. First and foremost, you now have a client, you're still on top of your fitness, you're on top of your dating, you're scaling every area of your life. So now that you're living as that best version of yourself, it's normal that the old psyche and paradigm is gonna try to gain back control and say things such as, oh, I'm not good enough, like I'm not this or that. Yeah, that's normal, man. I wouldn't even worry about that. I still deal with that myself. You feel me? I dealt with
Yeah,
that last night. So yeah.
right. And yeah, I am doing the detachments, Jamil. I'll say that breath work really helped me, bro. Because one, like, it was almost like that detachment visualization was almost like a real experience. You know how it talks about like walking in like the ball and chain is attached to your foot and like things feel heavy to move. That's exactly how my hands and my legs felt during that breath work. So now visualizing that is a lot more vivid, a lot more clear because I can actually feel those sensations that I felt on the breath work. So that was also a great thing that happened this week for me for sure too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, good shit. And as I mentioned before, like every level that you climb, you're gonna have to detach because as I said before, once you accept that new idea and you become that, eventually you're gonna outgrow that idea. And though it may have served you to get to a certain point, it's gonna be holding you back again. That makes sense?
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's nonstop work. But man, like as I said before, like you guys are doing a great job, honestly.
facts.
Yeah. So good shit, brother.
Appreciate it.
Sir. Who wants to go next? Patrick, welcome to the Brotherhood, man.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
I would love to introduce myself to everybody if that's okay.
Of course.
Yeah, so hey everybody, my name is Patrick. I just turned 22. I'm from Croatia. And yeah, I've been in this program for like 48 hours, I think now. So far I've written down my C-type goal. I filled out the 5 pillars of the Renaissance lifestyle. And yeah, I've done every single visualization and meditation so far. And I can already, it was so powerful. But yeah, my next step would be to go through the program week by week. So yeah,
Okay. And what would you say is the main struggle that you have right now as a man?
I would say my biggest limiting belief is not feeling like I'm good enough, not feeling competent.
Mm.
So I'm trying to work on that every single day. I know exactly what to do and I'm doing it. I just need to, in my opinion, just need to be consistent.
Okay. So is it doubts of feeling incompetent in terms of earning financially, in terms of something physical, or what?
Yeah, both,
Okay.
both. Yeah.
Okay. And why is that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from my childhood. I've always felt like that. It comes from my dad, it comes from school, it comes from my friends, old friends, not hanging out with them anymore. But yeah, from my childhood.
Okay. And was it hard? I'd imagine. because
Yeah,
you're
I
being
think,
honest. Hmm.
yeah, thank you. I think the main struggle I had was like daddy issues. So my dad was an alcoholic, and uh, he wasn't around like almost at all. But when he was around, he didn't teach me shit. So I always felt like I was spoiled. I always felt like I didn't know anything. I was dumb, and yeah, and I always felt like deep resentment towards him, right? Um, but currently, I'm working on that a lot. Like I'm working on rebuilding my relationship with him. He doesn't drink anymore, so he changed, and I figured out that that resentment doesn't benefit me at all. So nobody's coming to save me. I can only save myself. So yeah, that's kind of the general
Indeed. Thank you
stuff.
for sharing. And the fact that you had the strength to share that means that you're already competent to lead. So I would say that you already are competent. It's really going to take you finding out how to unlock that. And that's why you're here. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Indeed. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. What's up, fellas? Hope everybody's doing well. This week has actually been really good. I've been back in the States for almost 4 weeks now. It's been pretty good. Um, I remember a couple weeks ago we was talking about prior about the whole family issues, separation, all of that. Taking your advice, David, Caleb, it really worked a lot. Like this was probably the most chill holiday I think I've had in a minute. So it's been really good. I've still been working out, doing my meditations, just staying focused. But what's really been crazy is work. So I had an in-person conference in Colorado with my job, and I also had one in Washington, D.C. So the one in Washington, D.C. was pretty interesting, and maybe you guys could give me some advice. But we had a Christmas party. So as you know, with Christmas parties, there's drinks flowing. You know how stuff could happen. And I was in a really uncomfortable situation. And this isn't the first time this has happened. But long story short, we threw a surprise birthday party for one of the colleagues who is German. She lives in Germany, so she flies in for the in-person meetings. So there's alcohol, there's drinks flowing, and I gave myself like a cue, like, all right, 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm gonna roll out, go to my hotel room. So as I leave, one of my colleagues, she like grabbed me by the arm, was like, "Oh, Antoine, you're leaving so early." And I kept it professional. I'm like, "Yeah, we got we got a meeting at 8 a.m., so I need to get some sleep to be prepared for that." And she was like being pushy, like, "Oh no, stay, have a shot." Then another colleague of mine, she also walked up to me, did the same thing. And mind you, I'm the only brother. So it's like being in white shark infested water, pun intended. So I brushed it off. I ended up going to my room. So I ended up going to bed like around 12. I kid you not. I wake up around like 3 and I just hear all this ruckus. And what I discovered finding out the next morning is that they had like an after party in my boss's uh hotel room. She had a suite. And I find this out because I walk in at 7:45 the next day. We were supposed to do like this autism giveaway backpacking activity. where we give, sensory supplies, shit like that. So I come in and everybody was like, "Oh, Antoine, where were you? What, you left so early." And I was like, "Yeah, I was tired, you know." And this other woman, mind you, she's married. That's a whole, I already know how, married women get down, but but anyway, she was like, "Man, you're so young. Why are you being like an old man?" And I said, "Yeah, I have an old soul. You know, I need my rest." So my boss, the founder of the company, was like, "Yeah, Antoine, you missed the after party. Look at the pictures." She gives me her phone, and I see photos of like people taking shots. Two of my managers under me were like in the jacuzzi tub, like no water. They had their clothes on, but like one had like her bra strap showing, and I'm like, "Yo, this is like some Diddy shit." Like, what? And so it was like a 3-day trip, and it was from like a Wednesday to like a Saturday morning, which is why I was missing some of the calls that we usually have. But like, my question is, how the fuck do I navigate this? Every time we have these in-person meetings, man, this type of shit happens. And even some of them say like, "We want to see your wild side, Antoine. You're always calm. You're always," and it feels like
It's a setup.
it's a setup.
It
Caleb,
is.
facts.
It
It is.
is. It
I'll tell
is.
you,
And
bro. I'll tell you because one of the clients that we have with the company that I work with, it's a child care organization, but it's all women. It's like 97% women, bro. And these be older women. Bro, when I go in there and I'm running the show, it's shark infested waters, bro. They literally be throwing draws at me, trying to get at me, and I have to keep them at bay, bro, because it's so dangerous. Yeah, because it's so dangerous, bro. Because at the end of the day, they're still our client, right? Now, I know people who on my team have, cracked this one, cracked that one, or did whatever. And I'm like, all right, yeah, it's cool. But the moment one thing goes wrong, bruh, you fucking up hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, that's a high paying client. So I just be like, bruh, it ain't even worth it. Like sometimes if it's a younger one that's around my age and I'm like, all right, she is like in the area, I might get her number. I might, try to talk to her outside of the event. But in terms of like being on timing during the event in that environment, bro, like you gotta that's
mm,
where it comes to that discipline of like,
Yeah.
separating business and pleasure, bro. Cause and especially you being the only black man in that organization, bro. Dog, I'm telling you, don't don't
Yeah.
don't fall for the trap, bro. Don't fall for the trap.
the you speak in facts. Like in work settings, temptation don't exist. Like I could never cross that line. But it's more so like I feel like every time I set boundaries, people try to like tiptoe over it. And it's like I don't want to get out of character and then be barbaric and so I'm trying to figure out how to gracefully navigate this. Like we have in-person meetings at least 3 times a year, and every time I come, like there's always something. I mean, there's even a chick, like she's pregnant now. She's married, she's pregnant, but prior to her making that announcement, she was throwing herself at me in front of her partner. And she would say stuff like, "Oh, Antoine, I can see like you work out," and like she grabbed like my my like shoulder like right here, and she was like, "You need to take my husband to the gym." And I'm like, "Bro," and her husband is like 6'8", but has the heart of a dude that's probably like a midget. Like you can see like
Is it cock?
his confidence is like this. And in my mind, I'm like, man, we might gotta throw hands because I understand if he comes at me because she's being disrespectful. And
Where we're losing you. Can y'all hear him?
Lost your sound.
Yeah, we lost him.
Yeah, I can see you, just not hear you.
No.
No,
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
yeah, my bad. Um, and I try to just take a step back because last year I had got a promotion, so I understand like you can't mingle as much depending on your position and things like that. So I try to be cordial but still keep that distance. But it actually intensified since then. And I'm the youngest, the only man, and then the only man of color. And I'm trying to figure out how to navigate this. And I've already started looking at other organizations. Um, so hopefully by sometime next year, I can be out. But like that's been and it happened in Colorado, it happened in DC, and it's like behind the computer screen, work is good. But once we get into those in-person spaces, it gets weird.
Yeah.
But I think,
Well,
no, go ahead.
hmm, no. The first thing I'll say about working in corporate and working with high level people is everybody is a freak. They're all freaks. They all have issues. I wouldn't do anything to fuck up your money, brother. Do not fuck up that money. You did the absolute right thing by staying professional, especially when you're a minority in these spaces. You never know what could happen. So you always want to make sure that that bag is secured, that your means to living the life that you want, so that you can make that escape and have autonomy and freedom. You do not want to fuck up that pipeline of money. So you did the absolute correct thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say,
oh my
just
bad, go
real
ahead,
quick,
David.
like if you're calm with a woman and she does something and then, let's say you're with a woman for a year, you don't lash out or anything. The second you show her that other side, she's gonna turn into a completely different person, man. So it's kind of like the same thing. If you're this way and then you show them something else, they're gonna throw that shit right back in your face.
Facts. And the only solution I could think of to like at least put it in a bottle to contain it is like to bring someone, but my shorty lives in Colombia. So she doesn't have like a visa yet. So it's like if I wanted to bring a plus one, I think that would probably shut that shit down. Like,
Did we lose him again?
Yeah.
Uh, Antoine, you there?
yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, we lost you a little bit.
Oh, my bad. I'll go back a little bit. I was saying that, it would be dope to bring somebody, but my shorty is in South America. So bringing her would probably deflect some of that if I was to bring like a plus one to these arenas. But it's as of right now, she doesn't have a visa, so that can't happen. But it's hard coming into those spaces solo where people always think like you're accessible, you're easy access, like you're on the market type shit. So yeah,
They
that's
probably trying to
about
fuck the both of y'all, to be honest.
damn.
Yeah, that's
And
how it
this
is
is
up
new,
there.
man. Like prior to this, being in this arena for almost 3 years, prior to that, I was a special ed teacher. Now I'm in the corporate side of like education and autism, and I'm still trying to learn how to navigate some of this shit, like the etiquette and all of that. And it's not easy. It's harder than the actual day to day of the job, you know.
Yeah, it's an intelligence being able to mingle with different people with the undertone of knowing exactly what you want, because they're doing the exact same thing. They're interacting with people at work when in reality a lot of them don't even like each other, but they're all driven by something. So once you understand this, you can know how to move, especially when you are a minority in these settings. I'm often the minority as well. You know, like for me, like I worked in tech and I was always the youngest guy there. I was the only black guy there. And so in order for me to get appointed to certain places, I had to know how to navigate. And it was all types of freaky stuff going on. I was just always 1 to 5 steps ahead of all of them because because I studied my opponent. So I think you executed flawlessly, honestly, because don't let anything fuck your money up. Keep on building the business. Use that money from the steady corporate job to funnel it. And then you as a man buy your own freedom. Then you can play. Then you can do whatever the fuck you want once you own your own time in life.
Facts. Yeah, I
Yes, sir.
appreciate the advice, brothers. That's what I've been dealing with. The family shit was actually good. It's the other shit weird, really
Yeah,
weird. Thanks, brothers. I appreciate it.
indeed, G. Get that freedom. I'm telling you guys, like, if you have a steady, consistent job right now, get that money consistently. And if you have the acumen for business, scale your business up and buy back your time and freedom. So that's the game plan. That's exactly what I did. Yes, sir. Who wants to go next?
I'll go ahead. Um, Overall, this week hasn't been crazy bad or crazy good. I'll just start off with the lows. Right now, I'm kind of in a financial low point, and I think it was a self paradigm thing that I've noticed through this core just being here is just realizing I had like a low self image of like my worth and time. And it's been a consistent thing this time of year in the industry that I'm in. I'm in a film production industry, and usually this is the slow time every year, and it's happened again. The good news is though, it's like I've like right now it's at the low point, but I've realized that just continually just reading my C type goal and like self the affirmations to keep me going and shifting my perspective for a higher value. And I've noticed recently this past week we had a big client that we initially quoted at 25,000 and then we were able to raise it up to now 45. And so we don't know we got it just yet, but if we do get it, we hopefully we know by next week or so. That would be a big victory. That would be something that we're really proud of. But other than that, it's just continually trying to just up my self-worth. You know, it's something I just haven't noticed in a while, but now since it's apparent, I'm making my best to continually better myself and visualize myself as a higher value person in that aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, Max, it is about day 33 for you. And I'm not sure if you recall what I told you on our very first call, onboarding call that I had with you. I told you around day 30 to day 40, what? I said, this is where you're gonna notice that shit just starts to like fall apart. So the question that I have for you is aside from reading your C-type goal and reaffirming to yourself, what actionable steps have you been taking daily to affirm to yourself that you are the man that you've written down?
Currently, I've been waking up consistently at 6 a.m. The it started off at 5:30 and I wasn't that consistent with it. So right now it's 6, make that as consistent as I can. Then on top of that, I've been working now on the social media brand to get that going. So last weekend I was doing a huge shoot for a bunch of new content, and now we have some new content in the works that hopefully that will allow bigger or just create more of a social network and build some more social awareness for the company right now. Um, with that being said, I've been money's been tight, so I haven't been eating the or having a consistent diet with like consistently. So I've realized that's been like mentally not the best thing. I just been eating a lot of leftovers that usually aren't the best for me. And now it's like once I get some stable money to have a consistent diet, that will definitely help that out.
Yeah, so I would say You just continuously keep taking those actions as that version, and then your reality will submit unto you. That's how it happens.
I'm
But as I
looking forward to
mentioned in
it.
the beginning, yeah, it's not going to be easy. And once you eventually do start to grow and level up, like I told like Caleb, I said, you're going to have to break your paradigm over and over again. But you're doing a good job as well too.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's I remember you saying that day one. I'm looking forward to it. I've been in the boat before, but it's just having a new visual or just a future thought now that I didn't see before that I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to.
yeah. Why is it
Oh,
that you think that you have a limiting belief around money?
It's a family thing. I didn't realize it until this year, but everyone in my family is pretty low or just they don't make a lot of money or they spend it right as they get it. And I was told just to kind of hate the rich growing up, and that put a unique thought in my head as a kid of just like, oh, the wealthy, like I shouldn't like them because they don't give back. It was just a lot of negative thought towards money, and I realized that wasn't like that. I shouldn't be viewing money in that aspect.
Caleb, go ahead. I think
yeah,
you're
I
gonna say
just want
something.
to say, yeah, one quick thing that I discovered last night. When you're putting all of this effort and you're investing all of this money into yourself, that is what you should look at when you're like quoting clients or when you're thinking about how to price certain things. Because with this client that I have, I realized I should have quoted them for a lot more because one, what they're trying to do with this video that I'm going to make for them. And then two, like the amount of resources and money that I was investing on the back end, make this as good as it can be, is like, okay, that value should also be reflected in what I'm charging them, right? So, because one of the people that I was talking to on the editing side, he was like, okay, this is like the regular package, the premium package. And I was talking to Felipe, and I'm like, I was gonna go with the regular package at first, but I'm like, nah, let me do the premium package because that's how I would want my work to be showcased. I wanted to have that premium look and that premium feel. So, you Max being in the film industry, like that stuff is, expensive. Like you're investing a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy into perfecting your craft. And the stuff that you do is dope, bro. So like reminding yourself of the fact that you also put a lot of money and effort and energy into what you do to invest in yourself. So you will want to attract clients that have that same mindset of investing in themselves as well. That was just a little like breakthrough that I kind of had last night when I was going over some business expenses.
No, I appreciate that, Caleb. That's definitely the right mentality I need to have. Yeah, I mean, the business, I mean, you guys all know it's just a constant investment. And I think it's just time now where I don't want to keep, I want to keep investing, but I want to have some money for myself too. So, yeah, man, I appreciate that.
But the money comes once you become that man. So essentially, you have to assume that you're already that man that has that film that has an Oscar. And so, just keep taking those daily steps and it's gonna compound over time.
I believe it, man. Yeah, thank you.
Indeed, brothers. Who wants to go?
So I could go next. So I'd say ever since the last meeting we had, where Dudley, where you said to give back to myself. So I did that. I gave back, I was on the game for like an hour, and there's plus and minuses. One of the minuses is that while I was on there, I was like, should I be on here? Like I feel like I'm slacking, but I wasn't because I put the work in for the day. It was the end of the day. It was near night. I was about to sleep. I was like, okay, let me get on the game for an hour, give back, enjoy my time. And I've gained more ideas for my YouTube. So it kind of like invoked my creativity a little bit. But it's just that lingering thought in my head that like, should I be doing this? Like, does this make me like everyone else that be on the game 24/7? Like it was messing with my like head. And aside from that, I'm gonna be entering fight camp in January. So I'm gonna be fighting in like February, March. So for now, I'm just like trying to fix like the way I eat, trying to ease into eating healthier. Let me see. Yeah, aside from that, oh yeah, another thing about my YouTube. So my problem with that is I'm struggling to connect with the people, like with my audience. Like something I've noticed from making videos is that I make like self improvement. So that's for you to know. But something I've noticed is that a lot of people don't care about themselves. Like I make so many videos on like how you need to change the way you think, and it's to me it's crazy, bro. Like people do not care. I made like what's it called TikToks. People just scroll right past. Like nobody seems to care or like
Welcome
want
to
to
the
make a
industry.
change.
Yeah.
Like it's wild, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like, welcome to this industry, man. People are lost. People don't care about themselves. So you as a practitioner, as an educator, right, as a coach, how do you help articulate that to somebody? How do you help somebody like understand themselves and get better? You just have to continuously be that example. Because at the end of the day, you can't force somebody to want to do better for themselves. All you can do is be a literal exemplification of what greatness is. And by you growing yourself and being a leader, people are going to start to inquire about you. That's how it happens.
So you're saying with time, it just gets better to connect with my viewers.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It just takes time. Like you have to continuously set that example because at the end of the day, you can't force anybody to follow you or force anybody to want to do better for themselves. They they have to be at a place to where they seriously want to get better, and then they have to see an example of somebody that's in the spot that they want to be in.
I
That's what a
understand.
mentor does. Yeah, that's what a mentor does. It's a person that has been through certain issues and trials that they've overcome, and they now have a certain standard for themselves, and that's it. They lead by example and they help people, but you can only help those that actually want to be helped. And most people aren't even aware that they have an issue. That's the first step.
Yeah, bro. Like it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
And that reminds me that you're just putting in the repetitions right now. That's it. Just think of it. Don't worry about the views or anything like that, because if you can do it consistently over a period of time, your communication skills are going to get way better. Just the way that you communicate how you want people to develop themselves, people are just going to gravitate toward you based off of how they hear what you're saying. So don't worry too much about views. Just put it out. Just put it out.
Well said. Because at the end of the day, in order to be, like a leader, you have to actually go through things and you have to lead yourself. And that's something that genuinely takes time. Like you have to cultivate that. You know what I mean? And as you cultivate that skill or that acumen, that's something that when somebody comes in contact with you, they can tell that that person has actually been through it and they've actually beat said scenario. And yeah, I mean that just takes time.
Got you. I understand.
All right, brother. And good luck with the camp, the fight
Yeah,
camp.
thank you, man.
Yeah, I think I could go ahead. So, pretty much a good week. The mind is right, but I do have some issues with my back again. So the workouts are a bit, let's say, lighter than they usually are. For the last 2 days, I've been a little off on the nutrition. You know how it goes, eating a lot of sweets, a lot of cakes and stuff. So that's yeah. I'll try to get things straightened out. When it comes to eating, need to start getting things back on track by tomorrow. I onboarded a new client. This is interesting. it is a referral and it's not a big job. So he just wants someone to maintain his websites. He has some existing websites and they need someone to do the maintenance and if there's any changes. But it's nice. Someone new to add to the list. Besides that, with my marketing strategy, there's still some things that needs to be worked out. But one of the things I'm looking into is MailChimp. I don't know if anyone has any experience with that. Yeah. So infrastructure wise, I'd like to set that up on the back end to do some emailing. And right now I'm looking with a friend. I have him also checking into where we can get like some leads. So email lists, etc., those type of things. So that's pretty much about it here. So
Yeah, Jamil. Who would you say is your ICP, your ideal person that you're looking for, like to work with, or client?
yeah, so that ranges. I think where I would say it's let's say small to medium businesses that need like web work, but also it can be clients who are interested in mobile applications. So whether they need work for development or they're looking to outsource. I think that's an important bit. So clients who have their core work, they're doing it in-house, and there's things that they would like to outsource, that is not related to their core work. So that's kind of my target group.
Kelly recommended LinkedIn. I think that's a great idea as well. LinkedIn is great. Also, yeah, I mean, like on Instagram as well, just like searching up somebody that might need like an application, like coaches online, fitness coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And have you risen your prices yet?
Well, rates, I'm definitely, if I get new clients, I'm definitely going with higher rates. That's for sure. But I remember earlier we discussed charging not hourly, but more like value based.
Yeah, package.
This is still something that I want to look into. So more like fixed price. But I haven't done that yet. So of course, I haven't got any new clients yet, but I should already start setting up like different.
You just got one, you said. Walk me through that a little bit.
Yeah, so this will be done hourly. But it's my rate is definitely higher. So I'm charging him higher than I used to charge previous clients. But fixed prices, this is something that I need to look into. So
yeah, man, listen, honestly, everybody in here has to raise your prices. Simple. If you see yourself being the successful version of yourself, you have to raise your price. Simple. So if that's something that scares you, if that's something that you don't really believe that you're worth, you know what I'm saying? That I don't care. Like, in order for you to grow, you're gonna really have to raise that price. And ultimately, you deserve that shit.
Yeah. So I could give you already the prices that I used to charge and the difference where I'm going now. So um all of the web work, that was 35 an hour. And where I'm going now, it's 50. And I'm coming more close to what the market conform is here. But still I want to still have an advantage over the larger companies, right? You can't compete with them. So that's kind of my edge, to have somewhere in the middle.
Who says you can't compete with them?
Well, then yeah, that's just my thought.
That's a limiting belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a limiting belief. There's infinite amounts of business going on right now as we speak. Guys like you and I right now are making hundreds and thousands of dollars a month with their small business that can't compete. That's a
Yeah.
drop in the pond. So you can compete. There's just a self-image issue that's holding you back from charging what you really want. And that's okay. I mean, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
But in order for you to get to 100,000 euros plus a year, like you mentioned, as you continuously do the work in yourself and invest in yourself like you have already by being here, you're gonna have to shadow that barrier, that terror barrier that we spoke about. And a part of that is you're going to have to increase that price. So
Yeah. Definitely. That's work to do.
but it's coming, man. I'm telling you, and we're gonna get you there. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'll go next.
It's okay.
Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Happy holidays. So, this past week has been quite an interesting one. About the website, well, just a brief background. I'm working on a website that connects artists here in Uganda, East Africa, to people, let's say abroad, because that's where most of the market is for African artwork. So yeah, this week just drafting the purpose of the website and writing down everything, and also tasking a friend of mine who is going to be helping me work on the website. I also did a research here and there, and I saw um, the opportunities with Shopify and Amazon and maybe eBay. But I was thinking of doing the website, let's say, on my own, because these other companies do take they do take commissions from whatever you're selling. So yeah, that's what I'm currently working on, and yeah, it should be started. Let's say this week or next week, but hopefully around mid-January we can go live, and yeah. Yeah, I've also looked into this week. I had visited an aunt of mine. She does corporate work, and yeah, there's a lot of paperwork there with PDFs and graphs and all these other things. So I've kind of like I had an epiphany. I looked at what she was asking me to help her with in terms of what AI could do for her. She didn't know that, let's say, AI could read PDFs and all these other things. So I was thinking of doing something on the side, like let's say teaching a few corporate people how to use AI. And yeah, it's something that I just stumbled over, but I think it could make some decent money and yeah, push things to the next level. Yeah, so generally, I'm this week has been quite eventful.
looking forward to the next week. We had the breath walk. The breath walk was amazing, and as always, Dad said it keeps getting better, and yeah, it actually does keep getting better. Those of you who are missing out, I don't know what you're doing, but anyway, I hope you're watching the recordings, and yeah, it's been quite an eventful week. Yeah, and good to see you guys all in one piece and connecting. Yeah.
Shit, you guys. How are you doing mentally?
Well, um,
The eyes
I would like to
speak
say
volumes, by the way. That's why I'm asking.
yeah. I know. It's well, I like to say I'm a positive person, so I don't really have well, I have negative thoughts, but I try to keep as positive as possible. The only thing that maybe is bugging me a bit is I think you remember the other girl that I told you about that I had a relationship with for about 6 years or so, and she's telling me to see her family. So I it's not like it's like the relationship has ended, so it's we're like in limbo. So it's I'm I think I want to end it, but I want to. I'm not sure how to do it anyway. I've been on a number of calls with her, and I've wanted to do it, but like getting myself over the line, like when you've been with someone for that long, there's this attachment. I feel like anyway, but maybe you can advise on that. And also, I'd like to hear if any of you has used Shopify or any of these other applications. But yeah, that was it about my mentor.
Yeah,
I
so I
can
asked you that question.
mhm.
Go
go
ahead.
go go first, Dot, because I'm gonna only help him out on the website stuff. I could give him
Okay.
some tips.
Yeah. So I asked you that question because your eyes, man, like they speak like volumes. So I could definitely tell that you're battling something. And then secondly, you said, I think I want to end it, but a couple of calls ago, you already explained what your C-type goal is. So in fact, you don't think you want to end it. You know you want to end it because you know exactly what you want. That's why we do the C-type exercise. So if you know that the caliber of a man that you want to be and the exact quality and kind of women that you want and lifestyle, why are you still holding on to something just because you've been with her for some time? I think that's ultimately going to end up prolonging her pain. And ultimately, if you know what you want, just go for what you want.
Yeah, definitely. I hear you. I hear you. Thank you for that.
Indeed. I mean, man, listen, I have broken my heart over and over again. I have left women that I was like I absolutely loved because I knew that what they wanted was not in alignment with the ultimate version of myself. Like for example, back in 2021, I was dating a girl for about 4 years. I loved her deeply. Fantastic woman, great family. I left her. Why? Because I wanted to move to another country, do business over there, and learn a sixth language. She wanted to have a small town life, and that wasn't me. I had goals that I have written for myself in my ultimate C type goal, and I had to see that vision, like it manifested. Now, fast
Yeah.
forward 3 years later, I now speak fluent Spanish. I lived in Colombia for 3 years, and I also now I speak a seventh language. So it's like you have to be candid and honest with yourself. It's okay to want what you want as a man. And so long as you're not hurting anybody in the process, which in this case, I promise you, if you prolong this, you're going to hurt her further. So I would rather you just go for what you want as a man, which is okay. If you want multiple women, that's fine. I have multiple women, and that's okay, but I'm honest about it. So just be honest about what you want and then go take that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Indeed. Jamil.
Yeah, so you asked if anyone had experience with Shopify, I do have experience with it. But if you're looking to like not incur costs, at least doing anything on your own, you can look into WooCommerce from WordPress.
Okay.
So it's a plugin. It's a plugin, a free plugin that goes with WordPress. It's called WooCommerce, and
Okay.
yeah, in that way you just set up your own site. You'll have to do your own maintenance and everything.
Yeah.
But then yeah, you don't have the monthly cost. So that's something you can look into.
Yeah. I've heard you talk about maintenance a lot, and I'm wondering what kind of maintenance is this? So just to clarify for me.
Yeah, so with Shopify, you're paying a service, you're paying for a service, and they do all of the stuff for you. So updates, you don't have to worry about anything, just the inventory, right? But
Yeah.
if you would go with something like WooCommerce, you don't have to pay anything. You build it up yourself, but it will require you to, yeah, maintain it. If something goes broken, you have to fix it, etc. So that's the trade-off. But we can
Oh,
take that
okay. I get
offline
you.
if you, yeah, we can take it offline if you want some extra
Okay. Okay.
tips. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Vaughn, going on, brother? Glad to have you.
He's glad to be here, man.
Indeed, man. Tell us about your week. What are some difficulties that you're facing? Like, what are some wins that you have? Like, where you at right now mentally?
Yeah, I would say my field is real estate. I've been involved in real estate for about 12 years now. Been going really well, so I'm proud of that. Proud that I have that to share with the world. Um, some of the wins, really been cultivating a lot of marketing skills because that's kind of the main driving force between uh, showing value and being able to contribute to people's causes and some of their goals and dreams. And it's a real privilege. I guess if there's any challenges, it would be scaling and, how do I call it? Reproducing myself. So I work with a few different agents to, siphon out who will best represent the type of business that I put out. And it's just really just using a lot of discernment and putting people to the challenge and enjoying that process rather than getting frustrated and eager to, hit the next deal or whatever that is. So I think that's just a patience type thing. So learning, through the group to be more stoic and be a leader and less emotional and uh still be challenged and put myself in uncomfortable positions to keep winning and see other people win. So it's just been it's challenging. I'm not gonna lie, but I think all in all, when you have a good group of individuals who are focused and you come from that environment, you can take that to other places and then people really admire you for that. So I appreciate the group and I appreciate the opportunity to be with you guys. So thank you.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you for sharing that. And in terms of your C-type goal, have you written it down yet?
Uh yeah, I'm actually rewriting it because it got all messed up. I'm sitting here rewriting it now. So I got just some character traits, and things like that that I'm small wins that are helping build the ideal man that I'm purposing and intending on, continuing to be. So just stacking on top of what I've already built, So it's been great. It's been very good. My C type goals are looking at them is like, it can be overwhelming, but I know that if there's a will, there's a way, and
Yeah.
that's all I'm focused on. It's just that, harnessing the energy of being that. I don't like to fake stuff. So I like to just like if I'm doing it, that's really how it is. Like I'm doing it. It's no gimmick, no curtain to pull. It just is what it is. So
Mm, yeah.
it's good and it's
And can you
bad
walk me through
because
it? Can you walk me through
what's
like
that?
walk me through what does the ultimate version of you look like? Like who exactly is he? How does he speak? Like where does he live? How many people is he servicing? What types of people does he have around him? Like the woman around him, like your wife that you mentioned, I know like in the DMs.
Yeah.
Walk me through that a bit.
Yeah, so that's been something that's been evolving. It's something that I've been looking to lock down because I've hit a lot of goals, which is great. Um, the difference is that C-type goal now is really a creative and a deal maker who uses creativity to create offers. I do a lot of copywriting, using my language and using my words as my tool, one of my main tools to pierce that, to pierce through the troubles, you know what I mean? So it's really just waking up and really habitual practices. That person is unwavering in temptations, unwavering in their environment to just stay true to who he is. Meditate in the morning, pray in the morning. I've been doing my meditations lately in the morning. I go to the gym, I read every morning. So it's that lifestyle is the basis of this person who is a world traveler, you know, sharing, you know, sharing my offers and executing on those offers and also training other real estate professionals to build their system. So very systematic. And I think in order to share that, I have to build it in within myself, which is where I'm at right now, building strong frameworks because what are they? It's a saying that people say people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years or something like that. So that part has been really drilled down on me as far as where I'm at. So I'm trying to well, I'm purposing, especially writing down with the goals today, that I'm lifting up those goals and making them a bit more scarier, to break that terror barrier to move into that C type goal. So to get more specific, I think, if that's the challenge to really journal, which I haven't, to journal more in that frame of mind to capture that lifestyle and capture that mentality. I think that's probably a really big benefit. I think that'll be a really big that'll
Yeah,
probably really help.
yeah. How have you written the goals down so far? Wait, so is it a goal or is it like a set of goals that you've written down? How have
It's
you
a
written it
set of
down?
goals. Yeah, it's a set of goals and character traits that are synonymous with the growth that I provoke. So like I know the money is a side effect. I think the money is just a symbol of the value.
Yeah,
So I think the tangible idea is uh immediately is 50 companies that I'm influencing to create their systems. That's really
right.
what it is.
Okay, yeah.
That
But
create six figures for those companies.
yeah. That being said, then, brother, write it down as if you're already living it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like my goal, right? Okay, so I've written down, I'm so happy and grateful, right? I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a world-renowned. I'm a life coach. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. So write it down as if you're already experiencing that reality.
The
That
emotion.
makes sense? Exactly. Exactly. Then be
Yeah.
as descriptive as possible. And I mean down to the T. What type of house are you living in? Like what type of floors do you have? You from the how does your woman embrace you when she sees you? Down to everything. Where are you living? How does your business look? The clients that you work with. How do they see you? How do you affect them? What type of work are you doing on the side of your business that's also going to fulfill you on a personal level? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, a challenge accepted. I appreciate that.
Indeed, brother. Thank you for being there. Fellas, is there any other questions or concerns? Additives?
I got one more question. Yeah, can you any of you guys recommend me any books on spirituality?
The Four Agreements is good. Think and Grow
Mm,
Rich is great.
Four Agreements and what?
Think and Grow Rich.
Think. All right. All right. Thank you.
Um, this one isn't really spirituality, but it's gonna help you understand yourself. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. That's a powerful book.
Okay. All right. So Four Agreements,
Mhm.
Think and Grow Rich, and Psycho Cybernetics.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
And I just wanted to
Can
say
I
one thing.
mention? Can I mention one more book? The Way of the Spirit Man. It's may not be too spiritual, but it will help you in that sense towards that direction.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because that's one of the books that I'm reading like at the moment.
Yeah, that's a good book.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing. Just wanted to say, welcome, Patrick. Glad to have you here, bro. You've only been here 48 hours, and you already taken advantage, full advantage. It's a lot of guys in this school community that have never joined a call, and they've been here for months. So you already on the top of it, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Take full advantage, and you'll see all that success that you're striving after.
Thank you, Caleb.
Yeah, the people who have been here the longest have had the most success so far. So just stick to it.
Yeah, yeah. As I always say, if you want to see who has really improved here, just go watch the calls. You can see the confidence on camera. Camera never lies. All right, fellas. That being said, man, happy holidays. Salute. It's always a pleasure. Stay focused, stay grinding, and always honor yourself. Okay, so that being said, fellas, happy holidays, man, and I'll see you guys on our next call. Don't forget this upcoming Tuesday, we do have our next breathwork session at I believe 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, in European time, that would be I believe 9 p.m. So, all right, fellas, salute.
Thank you, Dudley. Have a good one.
Yo, salute, guys.
Enjoy that.